if this is the beginning of the end for Moxley and the Death Riders, who should be the de facto leader?
Pac. It's
Okay.
either for me, it's either Pac or it's Marina Shafir. I think Marina Shafir, it would be so unique to have the woman like take charge, and her turning on Moxley would be probably the most impactful of anyone. And I know there's going to be people that say like Claudio Castagnoli, but Claudio is he's at best as the number one soldier. He's not the leader type. Like, I like the fact that they have kind of sowed the seeds with Pac really taking the mantle of the guy who just goes out there and takes out Darby at certain points. He's been like that difference maker guy who's been a thorn in the side of Darby all this time, where I could see them doing a Darby and Pac match, a singles match at Full Gear, and he pick up the win to basically confirm that he is going to take the charge, take the mantle of the Death Riders coming out of all of this. But I think that it is Pac, because Pac really doesn't. It would make more sense for Pac of everybody, because he really doesn't have that much of the connection that everybody else has with Moxley. Claudio's been with Moxley with the Death Riders and Blackpool Combat Club for 3 years. Wheeler Yuta was the guy that he basically initiated into the Blackpool Combat Club and then the Death Riders. Same thing with Daniel Garcia. Same thing. He brought Marina Shafir in. Pac, it was kind of the outlier. He was placed in a team with Claudio and Wheeler and basically just wanted to go ahead because he's all about destruction anyway and hates AEW and hates most of the people in AEW anyway. And he just went along for the ride. So I would expect someone like the Bastard to be the one who'd be like, okay, now we kicked out the leader. I'm going to drive now.
I like your idea of Marina. Because Marina is definitely, because that's where I'm thinking of, like, does Marina even turn? Because that's the one, Moxley really pulled her into things. Yeah. Marina was doing nothing before all of this. At least, Claudio was part of the group. Pac was associated there. Yuta was part of the group. And Garcia was active. Marina wasn't doing anything. And Moxley, like, effectively rescued her from, I don't want to say obscurity, but certainly from
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I was about to say Ring of Honor. Yes, rescued her from Ring of Honor. So her being like the one to turn, I didn't even know if that was going to happen. Of like, oh, does that even does she still side with Moxley after all of this? Because what does Moxley look like as a babyface? Is he a full-on babyface? If you still have Marina by your side, you could still kind of play a little neutral, leaning more towards the heel if Marina's there. But if Marina fully turns, I do think that's very impactful. And if she's the leader, that is certainly even more impactful, because just having her kind of like sick everybody on the rest of the roster kind of speaks volumes there. And then she can beat the shit out of Don Callis as well at some point. I just want to see that. I got 3 potential leaders in mind. SP3. I have one that is 100% not happening, but I think it would just be hilarious. I have 2 that is 100%. Well, I won't say 100%. That is 90% not happening, but I think it'd be even more hilarious. And I have a 3rd that is 75% not happening, but I think it would be good. Okay, where would you like to start?
Wherever you would like. I'll let you drive. Here's the keys.
Number 1, 100% not happening, but I think it would be hilarious.
Hi, guys!
The Death Appreciation Society.
I thought you were going to call it the Death Circle.
No, Death Appreciation Society. 100% not happening for reasons we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Second option, 90% not happening, but I also think it would be hilarious.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. The MVP of the NBA. Yeah, I'm not making this up. For AEW Rampage, ladies and gentlemen, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's go.
The Milwaukee Death Bucks.
90%? That is also 100%, sir.
I actually think that there's a 90%. I put this at a better chance of happening than the Jericho stuff because I think you can talk Giannis into at least doing a bunch of pre-tapes for the Death Riders. I think you can talk him into doing pre-tapes, and if they're in Milwaukee, he can show up. But otherwise, he can just do his pre-tapes. They can go to games or whatever. He can send stuff in. It'll be fine.
It's
Giannis,
like
let's go.
99.
90.
99.
What was the last one? I said like 70, 75%.
You said
not
75%.
happening. 75. But I think this is it's kind of funny, but I also think this would be something different and something outside of the box. So I would like credit for that. Demand death.
Demand death. The death demand.
Demand death. We get Ricochet and the Gates of Agony aligning with the Death Riders. That's where I'm at. Those are my 3 pitches for everybody. All right. Okay. I truly think I like your Marina option. I think it'll more likely be Pac for reasons you also mentioned. Claudio, yeah, he kind of feels like the lead general more than the top guy. If you really want to make Garcia, you could go there. If you really want to make Yuta, you could go there. I just don't know how believable they are as the leader, considering especially Yuta has lost like every single match over the past year. So I don't know if he can like be that leader. Pac is the guy who they've protected pretty well, and we mentioned it might be Pac and O'Reilly at Full Gear, and Pac might beat O'Reilly, and then Moxley is like, hey, good job, and then Pac is like, yeah, I beat this dude. Get the fuck out of here. What are you here for?
I'd rather it be Darby that he beats, only because that felt like Kyle O'Reilly's biggest win in AEW, and I don't want them. Yeah. We just talked about it last week, how these guys get big wins and then turn around and lose another big matchup right after it. And I rather the what we said before of Kyle O'Reilly won that big blood and guts matchup, then he has a singles match with Moxley, and he can tap him out again or beat him again, and then that's the reason why the Death Riders turn on Moxley. I think you can do something with O'Reilly, whether it's him going after one of the championships or feuding with another top heel in the company coming out of that, because he has a lot of momentum after last night.
I'm with you on that. I wouldn't beat O'Reilly after beating Moxley either. I do think it is better if Pac beats Darby, because that's a guy who he can take the loss. He's very well protected.
Yeah. He can take every single loss. Yeah. Darby always comes back, and it never affects his pop or his investment from the crowd.
Yeah. And O'Reilly beats Moxley in a one-on-one match to continue the momentum for him. I do think that is better. Just throwing it out there that they might have Pac beat O'Reilly, because that is something that they will sometimes like to do. See, Louis got it. If Giannis leads the Death Riders, Thanos can show up. Costas can show up. How many Anta Let's Go brothers we got out there? There's 4 or 5 more. That's like the bloodline out here. Just throw all the Antetokounmpos into the Death Riders. That group's unstoppable there. They can actually show up too. Giannis can again do the pre-tapes. All the brothers can show up and lead the way. 90% Giannis is the leader of the Death Riders, folks. 90%. I'm pretty sure this is Chris. I apologize if it's not Chris. But C. Delgado, as I'm here for Claudio as the new Death Riders leader. They might go that way. SP3 and I mentioned reasons that we don't think it's going to go that way, but they might go that way. You never know.
He doesn't. I think Pac is the better on the mic as well.
I agree with that. That's another reason why I prefer Pac as well. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
There's plenty more over on Fightful Overbooked. Click that subscribe button, tap that bell, get your notifications. And while you're at it, like the videos. Interact with them. Say some stuff. We want to hear from you. While you're at it, join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live for In the Weeds. You might like it.